చేసావా? జయ రాధా మాధవ కుంజ బిహారీ గోపీ జనవల్లభ గిరివరధారీ యశోదనందన బ్రజజనరంజన యమునతీరవనచారి జయ రాధ మాధవ కుంజ బిహారీ గోపీ జనవల్లభ గిరివరధారీ యశోదనందన బ్రజజనరంజన యశోదనందన యమునతీరవనచారి జయ రాధ మాధవ కుంజ బిహారీ గోపీ జనవల్లభ గిరివరధారీ యశోదనందన బ్రజజనరంజన యమునతీరవనచారి జయ రాధ మాధవ కుంజ బిహారీ గోపీ జనవల్లభ గిరివరధారీ యశోదనందన బ్రజజనరంజన యమునతీరవనచారి జయ రాధా మాధవ కుంజ బిహారీ మీడియం గోపీ జనవల్లభ గిరివరధారీ యశోదనందన బ్రజజనరంజన యమునతీరవనచారి జయ రాధా మాధవ Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय, श्री श्री बलभद्र सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 17th chapter, text 4. And one more thing, I think today Shivaratri as per Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? No, as per our Sampradaya, today is Shivaratri. For outsiders, means normal people, they celebrated yesterday, but today is Shivaratri for us, as per Gaudiya Sampradaya. Right? So, and also, that's why we are going to discuss about the Ganges. And it is very much connected to Shiva, right? Okay, we'll start. But see here, in Srimad Bhagavatam, actually, we have two kinds of slokas. Anyone of you know two kinds of slokas? No? Anybody knows? Entire Bhagavatam consists of 18,000 slokas, and there are two types. What are those two types? Anyone knows here? Anyone of you? Okay, I'll tell you. Oh, I'm searching for him and he appeared here. Our Smita Krishna Prabhu. Huh? Not Krishna. Okay, Smita Chaitanya. Okay, fine. Krishna and Chaitanya are same. Okay. So, what are those two kinds of slokas? One is poetry, another is prose. Now we are into prose. So, because it is prose, we are unable to recite in a proper meter like Anustup or other meters. But still, I will try to recite, and you can try to follow. Okay, I will read. Okay. ततोनेकः सहस्रकोटिविमानानीका संकुलदेव यानेनावतार अतीन्दुमण्डलम् आवार्य ब्रह्मसदने निपतति ततोनेकसहस्रकोटिविमानानीका संकुलदेव यानेनावतार अन्तीन्दुमण्डलमावार्य ब्रह्मसदने निपतति ततोनेकसहस्रकोटिविमानानीका संकुलदेवयानेनावतार अन्तीन्दुमण्डलमावार्य ब्रह्मसदने निपतति. Gents, anybody would like to recite? Matajis, anybody? Okay. Tataha, after purifying the 7 planets of the 7 great sages, Aneka, many, Sahasra, thousands, Koti, of millions, Vimana Anika, with contingents of airplanes, Shankula, congested, Devayanena, by the spaceways of the demigods. Avataranti, descending. Indu Mandalam, the moon planet. Avarya, inundated. Brahma Sadane, to the abode of Lord Brahma atop Sumeru Parvata. Nipatati, falls down. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of Iskcon. Translation. After purifying the 7 planets near Dhruvaloka, the pole star, the Ganges water is carried through the spaceways of the demigods in billions of celestial airplanes. Then it inundates the moon and finally reaches Lord Brahma's abode atop Mount Meru. Okay. So I think we'll try to understand this translation. I think those who are following this chapter, they may know that Lord Vamanadeva, he pierced the universe, and through the hole of the pierced hole, the Ganges entered, and then first it washed the feet of Lord. Because of that, many devotees, mostly devotees, consider this as Ganges as the Charanamrita of the Lord. Then, where after purifying the 7 planets near Dhruvaloka, means the pole star is the topmost point in the universe. So, beneath that, there are 7 planets of 7 sages, Saptarshi Loka. So, it has passed through that. Then, the Ganges water is carried through the spaceways of the demigods in billions of celestial airplanes. This will be somewhat, maybe wonderful, or what? How is it that they carry the water in the airplanes, right? And we may sometimes, because of modern brains, we have modern brains, we think that is it possible, or is it something cooked up story, something they wrote in Srimad Bhagavatam so that they can teach people some dharmic way of life. Because there are many people outside, they believe that what they believe, to teach common people dharmic way, some stories, some shastras, they are all there, like something like that. So okay, but we should believe. And also here it is mentioned spaceways. What is the spaceways? Spaceways of the demigods. Like we have airways of human beings on earth, right? Isn't it? Airways of human beings, like we also have now from here India to America, there is a line, and there are airways, means there is a particular path which is specially reserved for these international airplanes. And for domestic planes, there are some level of in the space, certain level is reserved for the domestic planes, and some other level is reserved for the international planes. In the same way, here it is said that spaceways of the demigods, means demigods also they pass through some certain ways. If at all they have to go by airplane, they will go by certain path. So through those spaceways, demigods in billions of celestial airplanes. Billions means, million means 1 million means 10 lakhs, right? 1 million is 10 lakhs. Now here it is the count billions. It's not 1 billion. How many? Can anybody tell? Billions means it must be crores. So the water is carried by crores of airplanes, right? Then imagine how it would be. So much noisy, I think, in the Swargalokas, there must be so much noise when the Ganges was coming. So much noise, and everybody, even probably the Maharloka, Tapoloka people, those who are meditating and doing tapasya, they might also be disturbed because of the noise, because of so much noise, billions, crores of airplanes. So then, and they carried Then it inundates the moon. Then it came to the moon. Where is the moon? Anybody knows where is the moon's position in the space? Above Earth, of course. It is there. The topmost, there are, what is it? Sapta grahas, no? Sapta grahas. Of course, Navagrahas, but two are shadow planets, something like that. So, Sapta grahas are the actual planets. And when you see the Sapta grahas position, the topmost is the Shani, Saturn, and the lowermost is the Sun. Then above Sun is Moon. Now here it is mentioned, then it inundates the moon, means where it came? Up to the moon. And finally reaches Lord Brahma's abode atop Mount Meru. It didn't go to Brahma's abode, actual Brahma, and it came to the Brahma's abode on Mount Meru. There is Brahma's place, and then Indra. Indra is also having one resort on Mount Meru. He has a resort, and Brahma also has a resort. Because sometimes they come and they refresh themselves because they will be always busy in their duty in Satyaloka Brahma. So if you want some rest or refreshment, like we also go, no? Like every day, what is this? Every day, Mangalarti morning? Oh, every day, okay, we'll go to some other place, some other, no, some dham, and then we get refreshed. Okay, we'll go to Mayapur and then we'll do there Mangalarti or maybe Vrindavan or some other place, Melkote, whatever, some dhamas we go. So, in the same way, Lord Brahma has a resort, then the Ganges came there. Okay, we'll read the purport. We should always remember that the Ganges river comes from the casual ocean beyond the covering of the universe. After the casual ocean leaks through the hole created by Lord Vamanadeva, it flows down to Dhruvaloka, pole star, and then to the 7 planets beneath Dhruvaloka. Then it is carried to the moon by innumerable celestial airplanes. Then it falls to the top of Mount Meru. Here we have to point out one thing. It is carried to the moon by innumerable celestial airplanes. And then it falls to the top of Mount Meru, which is known as Sumeru Parvata. In this way, the water of the Ganges finally reaches the lower planets and the peaks of the Himalayas. And from there, it flows through Haridwar and throughout the plains of India, purifying the entire world. How the Ganges water reaches the various planets from the top of the universe is explained herein. Celestial planets from the top of the universe is explained herein. Celestial airplanes carry the water from the planets of the sages to other planets. So called advanced scientists of the modern age are trying to go to the higher planets. But at the same time, they are experiencing a power shortage on Earth. If they were actually capable scientists, they could personally go by airplane to other planets, but this they are unable to do. Having now given up their moon excursions, they are attempting to go to other planets, but without success. Om Ajnan Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पत्तानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So today is Shivaratri according to Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. General people celebrated yesterday. So, but how we celebrate Shivaratri in Gaudiya Sampradaya? Anybody knows? Do we celebrate Shivaratri in any way? I like doing Abhisheka to Shivalinga or something else? No. Do you have anything in our parampara? Any celebration? I'm asking. Anything? No, right? There is nothing in our parampara. Because Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he never celebrated, no? In any temple. Not even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also, he also never celebrated any, Shivaratri. But we have in our calendar that Shivaratri is there. Why? Because we have to remember him. Not only Shivaratri day, probably every day maybe we should remember. Because Lord Shiva worships Sankarsana, and Lord Shiva also the predominating deity for the false ego. We are all having false ego, right? To get rid of false ego, generally in Madhva Sampradaya, our Madhva Sampradaya devotees, they worship regularly Shiva. Not only worship regularly, even they chant his name to get rid of the false ego, so that we will develop the pure devotional service. Madhva Sampradaya people. But we don't chant. We chant Hare Krishna only. But they chant, they do Abhisheka, and they worship all the demigods in Madhva Sampradaya. But with the understanding of Taratamya Bedha. Taratamya Bedha means there is difference between Supreme Lord and the demigods. With that understanding, they worship. And also when they offer something, first they offer to the Lord, then there is a process, there is a hierarchy, they follow that. Like that they do. They even worship Durga. During Dasara, they worship Durga. And even Ganesha, they worship in Vinayaka Chaturthi. Other demigods, even Indra, Brahma, everybody they worship. But we don't have such, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simplified it so that it should reach to the mass of the people. If we have all those things in our sampradaya, it is very difficult, no, for everybody to know. We have to teach. It's very difficult. Even for the common man to follow, also very difficult. So many rituals and rules and regulations while offering and all. But now we have very simple method. Even while for offering also to the Lord, we have 3 mantras, no? That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna, and then Prabhupada, we worship their mantra. No, we chant their mantras and we offer to the Lord. It's very simple. But it's not so simple to worship Lord Shiva or Ganesha or Durga in Madhva Sampradaya. There are so many rules and regulations, and it will take so much time also, and so much paraphernalia we have to arrange for worshipping these demigods. But now we don't have. But at least then what we do now? We have to remember Lord Shiva, because he is the foremost Vaishnava. So in that way we remember him and we glorify today Lord Shiva. So mostly the Sankarshana, he worships, Lord Shiva worships Sankarshana. Because Sankarshana means Adishesha or Balaram. That's why Lord Shiva also, he also has snakes around his neck, and throughout his body also he will have small and big, so many snakes. So for us also it's very important to remember him, because we have the biggest problem is our false ego only, right? From false ego only everything is generated, right? If you read Bhagavatam, from false ego, if false ego interacted with tamoguna, something comes out, and rajoguna, something comes out, then sattoguna. When false ego interacted with sattoguna, what come out? Mind, I think, right? Anybody remember that? Huh? No. Mind, sattoguna, something, so many things are there, sattoguna, rajoguna and all. So we have to remember Lord in that way, so that we'll get rid of, we can come out of our false ego. We are all having false ego so much, no? What is that false ego means? That I am this body and I have this, I am male, I am brahmachari, I am sannyasi. I am sannyasi, if you are thinking, also false ego. If you are thinking a brahmachari, and that is also false ego. Right? And it's very difficult to come out of this. It's not so easy. We may say that we are Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasa, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says we are also saying, but are we really in that consciousness? To get to that consciousness, it's very difficult. That's why what Lord Shiva do every day, always what he is doing. He is always meditating on the holy name of the Lord, and always thinking about the Lord, always thinking about Sankarshana. And And also it is said in the scriptures that Lord Shiva always prays to the Lord that I will not be affected by these material modes because I am in touch with material modes. So I should not be affected. So please give me such a strength. Shiva prays to the Lord. If Shiva is praying to the Lord like that, what about us, insignificant, nonsense living entities? How much we should pray? So we should pray at the same time. What we have to do? We should we should try to come out also, not just praying. Some devotees, some people, they say, oh, we pray. But okay, you can pray, but at the same time, what you are doing? That is called manava prayatna. Means our endeavor, to come out of these anarthas should also be there. It's not that we pray and then we do our stuff, whatever our mind says. No, it will not work like that. We have to try from our side to get rid of, to come out of the anarthas. At the same time, we have to pray to the Lord. Okay, we'll go to the sloka. Yeah, here one important point I would like to discuss is, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada wrote, then it is carried to the moon by innumerable celestial airplanes. What? The water. From where? From the 7 planets. From Dhruvaloka, Ganges came to Saptarshaloka. But from Saptarshaloka, the water is carried to where? Moon planet. It is mentioned here. Then it is carried to the moon by innumerable celestial airplanes. But is that process is going on right now also? All the time, the Ganges is being carried from the Saptarshaloka to moon planet. Is it so? I'm asking you. Is it going on right now? No. I don't think it is going on, every day. So, here we have to understand in a spiritual way the point. Because Ganges is coming from the whole of the universe, the small hole arranged by the Lord. Actually, it is His mercy, so that we can have the Ganges, casual water, and we can drink and we can bathe, especially in India. So Ganges is coming. When Ganges is coming, what I feel is personally, when they are carrying this water through airplanes from the Saptarshaloka to the moon, then Ganges will understand that, okay, this is my path. Means Saptarshaloka, it's not passing through in between, right? Then again immediately coming directly to where? Moon planet. Right. So then Ganges flow the way, the track. Ganges will understand, then normal later on it will follow through. The Ganga Maya will follow through that path. It means when they carried that time, during that time when Ganges was coming to the earth, it's not that all the time the airplanes are working and then water is being carried from there to moon all the time. So once they brought, then Ganges flow automatically shifted from the Saptarshaloka to moon planet. Then from moon planet to then Sumeru, and then and then from Sumeru it is mentioned that in the other scriptures it is there, that even maybe after the following slokas it must be there, that there are, from Sumeru there is, then it divided into four ways, north, east, west, south, 4 direction. Then it must already we have gone through. Is it? No, it will come maybe later. Okay. So then the Ganges will flow through like that. And actually the Ganges coming to the earth, and it's really a mystery. Even today also it's a mystery for many people, because one stream is coming to Himalayas, one stream, right? There are 4 streams. Out of 4 streams, one is on Himalayas. What about the rest of the 3? Where they are? We don't know. And also even the stream which is coming to Himalayas, it is not visible, right? Can we see any water flowing on top of the Himalaya, any water falling? No. but still it is there. But how? Probably maybe in the form of fog or snow. We don't know, because it is spiritual, no? That's why, see, if we have to get faith in the scriptures, where we have to live? We have to live in the nature, not in the modern big cities. Especially, what is happening nowadays with these smartphones and gadgets? We are losing our thinking process, the mentality of thinking. No, we have a mind and then body, intelligence, everything. Generally human are very thoughtful people, but because of using so much of usage of these modern gadgets, what we are losing, the process of thoughtfulness, we are losing that. It's very difficult nowadays, you see, especially these Gen Z, so-called Gen Z batch, Gen Z generation. It's very difficult, no, for them to think out of the box. Whatever is there in the YouTube or Instagram, whatever fashion somebody decided, then they will just follow that blindly, and they cannot think anything beyond that. So, by using so much of gadgets and modern amenities, especially Prabhupada says on also in many lectures you might have heard, if you those who are hearing, they say scientists are, who are the scientists? What he calls scientists? Scientists are demons, right? Who are they? Demons, big demons take birth as scientists in Kali Yuga. Not only that, some other place also there, in Mayavada families, Mayavada Sampradaya, they also take birth. Mayavadi hoi, Krishna aparadhi, right? So demons taking birth there also. They take birth. And these scientists are demons, and what they are giving scientists? Modern gadgets, and we are addicted to that, right? So that's why what I can say is, those who are addicted to that, if you really, those who want to advance in devotional service, the less we use the modern gadgets, modern things, the more we can advance. Otherwise, it's very tough. And also, we should be very near to the nature, no? Prakriti. We should live in the Prakriti. That's why Krishna created this entire universe so that we can live. But what we are doing, we are creating so many artificial things, no? This AC, this fan, this car, and then airplane. But okay, here celestial airplanes. Do you know what celestial airplanes are? Does it produce any, smoke? What do you think? Is it will it produce, or it produced any smoke or anything? No. Actually, you know what celestial airplanes are? They are living entities, right? Rajahamsa or Hamsa, no, means big swan. Actually, it is a living entity, and it flies, and it can expand its wings also, so that it can accommodate more people. So this is all natural, right? There is nothing artificial or nothing, no smoke, no pollution by those airplanes. But what we are doing with our gadgets, we are completely, spoiling the nature, and we are not even thinking about that much. And as we advance in devotion service, our intelligence become finer and finer, and we try to avoid those things. These things we can see in some of the Prabhupada disciples, no, they don't have, use some plastic, or you can see some disciples, even brahmacharis. Why they are doing that? Because they are realizing their intelligence becoming, means, refined, and more finer. And then the finer our intelligence becomes, then we can understand about the spirit and the Lord and the spiritual world. Otherwise, as long as we are engrossed into these modern gadgets and habituated to use them, it's very tough to understand. And it's very tough to understand, then what to speak of realization, right? To understand itself, it's becoming difficult nowadays, especially the more we are using these gadgets and more into the modern era. And we are unable to understand. Without understanding, how can we get the realization? It's very tough. That's why Srila Prabhupada, during his stay on the planet, he himself started some farm communities, right? How many of you know that during his stay on the planet, Prabhupada started few farm communities, right? Yeah, Hyderabad also there is Medchel. But now are we really promoting and then taking forward those things? Very little. If you are not doing that, where is the hope for the modern society for devotional service advancing, especially advancing? We are all what we are doing right now. We are introducing devotional service to many people. That's fine, but are they really advancing in devotional service? It's very tough. With this, in the modern era, modern cities, most of the our preaching is going on in the cities only. But prudivite ache yata nakaradi grama sarvatra prachara hoibe morana, and we should go to villages also, right? So just for that, because that's why Prabhupada said at the end of his fag end of his life that he told, I did only 50%. Remaining actually he has to do what is that farm community. Then Prabhupada said many places that if you start farm community, the whole world will come and then we can preach and many can become devotees. It is there, but are we taking it seriously? No. And that's why even Prabhupada in many places it is Prabhupada said that all our centers should be self-sufficient. What does it mean? Even though we have, of course, we have center in Nabits in the heart of the city, and we cannot grow here food anything next to the temple. But what we have to do to become self-sufficient is we should have some form like Medchel and all, and whatever we cook for the Lord here or for the deities, devotees, those who are full-time and all, should be properly from, it should be natural food coming from there, and then we cook and offer to the Lord. That is the meaning of self-sufficient. All the center, not only this temple, all the centers. It means that every temple should have some land connected, and then they should, because by that what's happening, just by doing that, some grihasthas they will get some work to do, right? And naturally they can grow the food and they can live naturally. And those grihasthas, those couples, they will become exemplary to the society. It doesn't mean that immediately we start so many farm communities. No need. At least some few acres of land, some cows are there for supporting the temples. Then it will be very nice. But any one of us, our leaders are thinking about this. Very few are thinking. Some sannyasis are working on this, but very few. But we have to go through this line. We have to think in this way. When we can go through this line and our mind can set into this system, whenever we get rid of this, the more we get rid of these modern amenities, modern gadgets, then only we can go into this line. Otherwise, it's very tough. Right? Okay. Now I will ask you one question. How many of you, like here, completed Srimad Bhagavatam reading? I am asking here mostly the inmates of the temple, not outsiders. The inmates are here. How many inmates are here? Hare Krishna. I am asking you. Are you getting my question? Okay. So how many inmates completed Srimad Bhagavatam reading? Once. Okay. But how long you took time for that? 2 years, 3 years? 3 years. Okay. Yeah. You see, now brahmacharis, I know some brahmacharis, 10 years in the temple, they didn't complete Bhagavatam. Not here. I'm not saying they are here. I know. Even 15 years, they didn't even open the CC. What is the meaning? What does it says? It means that we are so much, habituated to use modern things, modern, and also hurry burry, always busy. We are not having enough time to do our devotional service, especially to read Srila Prabhupada books is the most important thing in the moment is to read Srila Prabhupada books. Are we getting time for that? Now you are all, those who are staying in the temple, inmates, position is like this. Then what about the congregation. How about them? It's very tough. So that's why we should live in the nature, and this farm community should grow, and then many leaders should start. They may not be in the farm, but those who are congregation, some youth are there. Nowadays, what's happening, many youth, especially when I joined 15 years ago, there were many youth joining full time. Nowadays, very tough. Nowadays, nobody joining. Then what do they do? They are not going to get any jobs anyway. That's for sure. Not every one of these Gen Z people, they are not going to get jobs. Then what do they do? This is the only alternative, no? Naturally, they can live, they can grow food, and especially when they are young, it's very easy to, know, get accustomed to these situations, because you are young, 20, 21, 22. So your body will, cooperate to something new. This we have to do really. I'm not just speaking here, something impractical. It's practical, isn't it? Now we are in Krishna conscious movement. In this movement, devotees are not doing. But do you know one thing? There are many people outside, not devotees. They are doing this, right? Then actually, that thing we should do, because Prabhupada instructed us the natural living, natural way. Otherwise, if you are just simply in the city, and of course we preach and everything, it's very nice that doing city also. In the cities we should preach. But really, if you have to advance, if we want to advance, then we have to live naturally. And not only that, as we advance, as we read and chant and all, we should have the vairagya, no? Where is the vairagya? Where is the vairagya? Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. But are we doing really Bhakti Yoga? If you are really doing Bhakti Yoga, and so many Grihasthas, they are working in cities, so many cities, for 10, 20 years, they took in everything. But there is the Vairagya. They are still there in the city. They are not leaving the city, going to some dham or some village or countryside and then chant, have a hut, and then Vanaprastha, something like. Where is that? Are you getting my point? Where is that? But Shastra says, Srimad Bhagavatam says that no, we should have Vairagya, detachment to this material world and attachment to the Supreme Lord. And if you are really chanting Hare Krishna, we will get Vairagya, there is no doubt. We are not having detachment, we are not developing detachment, means something is problem within our what? Sadhana. In our sadhana, there is really a problem. There may be anarthas and maybe aparadhas, like this. So, here whatever is spoken, whatever Prabhupada wrote, nowadays what is happening, it's very difficult for us to comprehend these things, to believe, carrying water by celestial airplanes and taking them to moon from Saptarshiloka, is it possible? And crores of airplanes, is it possible to have these Swargavasis to have crores of airplanes? But and also what I am saying is, those airplanes are not something materially made. They are all living entities. They have jivas inside, and they are carrying like Garuda, Hamsa, so many things. Of course, they may be having some material things also, but those material things will not produce any pollution. Means it will not lead to any pollution in the atmosphere, right? They have such arrangement. So the conclusion, what I would like to say here is, we should be we should live in a natural way, very near to the nature. Then only we can understand all these things. Then we can advance. Otherwise, as long as we are accustomed to this city life and we can continue and all, it's very tough to advance in devotional service. That's what Lord Shiva also wants us to do. Especially being devotees, we should advance, right? Shiva is Bhutanada. He always encourages living entities to, to do devotional service. So Lord Shiva will be very happy when we are in nature and advance in devotional service, chant holy name very nicely, without offenses. All these things can happen when we live very naturally. Otherwise, it's very tough. Okay, I think I'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Yes. Yes. Mike, or you can. Oh, false ego. Okay.
You have to surrender to the Lord, automatically everything will go away. But as we both are something.
There is no contradiction. The process of surrendering is called Manava Prayatna. From our side, we have to do, right? That's what I told. When we do Manava Prayatna, means from our side, when we try to come out of anarthas and all, that's what the process is. Surrender, Saranagati. In Saranagati, there are 6 limbs, right? So we should Anukulya Sankalpa, Pratikulya. When we do, what is this? Anukulya Sankalpa, Pratikulya Savarjanam. From our side, we have to do. We have to give up certain things. We have to give up the city life. And we have to adopt the natural way of living, and then we have to go to the countryside, and in the nature we have to live, and we have to take up that. So all this is from our side we have to do. And then when we try to do this, and Krishna will give mercy, then he will help us. Everything is there in Sharanagati. Got the point?
Agree, brother. I think
Everybody? Okay. Anyone? You can.
That means it is better to have some farm community like that, and proper training should be there for that also. Living in farm community is not habituated, people now generally. For that also some training is required.
Yeah, of course. No. First of all, the preaching should go on about these farm communities in all the centers, especially by the leaders, sannyasis and the leaders. Then people get awareness. Then there must be some centers where they will give training to start farm community, and then education and all these things should be there. That's what our some Sani Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, he is encouraging devotees, even Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, and so many Jayadvaita Maharaj. No, some other Maharaj I heard. Shivaram Swami. Yes, Shivaram Swami Maharaj. Like this, some great stalwart devotees, they are trying to do on their own. But if it is in the movement, in all the centers, all the Iskcon, if Iskcon takes up this as a movement, then it will be very nice.
Sriram Prabhu is doing some. Sriram Prabhu is doing farm community.
Sriram Prabhu.
Yes.
Okay, in Hyderabad. Okay.
Around many.
Yeah, under Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, no? Under Bhakti Raghav Maharaj. Yeah, it is very important. Actually, we are taking it lightly. Okay, many of the devotees, what they think, Anyway, we are getting up in morning and we are going to temple and chanting Hare Krishna. We are following for what is the problem? Why should we go to the farm? That's what I explained in the whole lecture. What I told is our brain or our intelligence is not finer now. It's not fine. We are only grossly doing the devotion service. Means we are not into the devotional service in depth. We
Clarity is not there for any matter.
I think that's all. Yeah, we should live very naturally. That's the point here. Okay, that's it. Anything? Not. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Yeah, last month I didn't come. Final rally. See, Prabhu లేదు, క్లారిటీ లేదు. బట్ మనం అందరం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, ఎవడికాడు షో రన్ చేసుకుంటూ టైం పాస్ చేస్తున్నాం తప్ప అసలు అడ్వాన్స్ మూమెంట్ని అడ్వాన్స్ చేయాలంటే మనం గ్రూప్ తయారు చేసి కూర్చొని డిస్కస్ చేసి డిబేట్లు చేసి దాన్ని అడ్వాన్స్ దానికి మళ్ళీ ట్రైనింగ్ సిస్టమ్ పెట్టి ఎక్కడైనా చేస్తే అయింది. వీళ్ళే పాపం ఈ మహారాజులు వీళ్ళిద్దరు ముగ్గురు వీళ్ళేదో స్ట్రగుల్ అవుతూ ఉన్నారు అంతే కదా. అందరూ మూమెంటే వస్తే అది వేరు.